Corn is super integral to the identity and spirituality of people of Mesoamerica. The people of those regions, they almost even see themselves as the people of corn. Corn is as much spiritual as it is cultural or nutritional. For me, I really wanted to celebrate this region, celebrate where I'm from, celebrate a lot of this history and traditions and culture through my creative outlet, and for me, it's food. I never had a fondness for tortillas growing up, or for corn. One of my earliest food memories was eating cherries out of the jar by itself. And I was like the maraschino ones, the ones that are really, really sweet. And I think that really speaks to a lot of food memories that we have now. They're not so much grounded in nature to many people. For me, it was like very industrialized. It was something out of a jar. The first time like I really had a good tortilla was in Guatemala. I remember they were pressing them with their hands, and it kind of just changed it all for me. It made me rethink of why the tortillas I had growing up didn't taste that way. I wanted a Molino for a while, and getting this Molino like that had just crossed Mexico and had just arrived here, I was just really excited about it. My grandpa had a tortilleria for a while in Monterrey, where I'm from. My dad remembers being little, being young, and like smelling the maize. So when I grind the corn too, and I'm smelling it, right? It's like smelling a memory that's not even mine. We are losing a lot of tortillerias and molinos because you can buy them at the supermarket. And people don't visit a tortilleria that much. But historically, molinos and tortillerias have been there, and they've been integral parts of the community. And most of them never had names. There was like no kind of ego to them. And the name Neighborhood Molino is like my little homage or ode to that. It's to kind of like what my grandpa had. It was just tortilleria. The rocks that the Molino uses are really important and special. And the texture of the volcanic stones is what imparts a specific flavor and texture. You can smell the stones like hitting against each other. You can smell if it's getting too hot. It's all the senses that I'm using to make sure that the masa ends up correct. I can tell by sight if it's coming out too dry or too wet, or if it'll knead well into what I already have going on. For tortillas, I'm looking for a really fine masa that doesn't feel gritty. Each batch is so different from the different farmers, so that's something that I get excited about. And then think about, okay, like what can I do with this? After the masa is ground, I end up portioning a small amount for my wholesale clients, and then a small amount for our Sunday brunch service that we're offering. And then what's left, I make tortillas out of it. Human touch is really important to me. Even though I'm working with these machines, it's a relationship with them. I'm still intervening through the whole process, and it's an exercise. Fresh off the comal, the smells are really nice. And also, I let them steam and figure out how their texture is. And here and there, I'll mess one up and I end up snacking on them. I don't want them to go to waste. But I'm also checking for quality. So the brunch service, the menu was really fun to come up with. It was a lot of tinkering and playing around. I wanted the menu to excite people a little bit. And then there's been several people that have told me that they've been reconnecting with their own families through some of the food that I've been making. There was like this woman in her 40s that told me, I had heard about this dish, but I'd never tried it. And she was like, I had told my grandpa about it, and he was like, oh yeah, I used to like make it, but like not anymore. And she was like, why don't you tell me these things? And it's just like, it's important to have those conversations and to reconnect in some way, right? Because if we reconnect, we can move forward in a kinder way, I think. The brunch menu doesn't look to exoticize or romanticize different regions of Mexican food. It's really trying to be about where we are, and it's really speaking to a place and time, and really trying to bridge a lot of gaps that I feel I have. And from what I see, it's helping people bridge those gaps too a little bit. I think in celebrating our region, celebrating some of our traditions and ingredients, and sourcing food locally and from farmers doing really beautiful work, I think it can kind of feel that, at least for me. So I hope people can just feel that too.